doors are closed, but the work has to keep going. The International Monetary Fund's headquarters in Washington, D.C. was shuttered 2 weeks ago after 2 staff tested positive for COVID-19. IMF teams are still keeping the world funded during these extraordinary times.
A key concern about a long-lasting impact of the sudden stop of the world economy is the risk of a wave of bankruptcies and layoffs that not only can undermine the recovery, but can erode the fabric of our societies.
The IMF has pledged that no one should die from coronavirus due to a lack of funding. It's made $50 billion available to help low-income countries and emerging markets. And it said that it's ready to use its $1 trillion lending capacity to help all those who need it.
Over 80 countries have placed requests and more are likely to come. And normally we never have had more than a handful of requests at any one time.
The organisation's annual spring meetings will move to a virtual format to ensure countries' economies remain as stable as possible.
We know from past crises, the problem is that if somebody loses his job for a long time, they lose skills and have difficulty to come back into the labour market. We know if non-performing loans are allowed to build up on a large scale, it impairs households and banks and financial institutions' balance sheets, and it makes it, that will be a drag on the recovery also.
The lender says a combined strategy is vital. Containment must go hand in hand with strengthening healthcare systems, and putting recovery plans in place now will enable economies to pick up once the health crisis is over. The IMF is predicting a global recovery next year in 2021, but it says for that to happen, countries must prevent liquidity problems now, as those may lead to a much longer-lasting collapse of industries and labour markets. Nick Harper, CGTN, Washington.